Today is September the 30th. What was the early church concerned about? Let's find out together as we read 1 Corinthians 7 to 9. In the second division of the book of Corinthians, Paul deals with questions that they had asked Paul in a letter. Now, there are three main questions that Paul addresses. In chapter 7, verse 1, concerning the questions you ask in your letter, yes, it's good to abstain from sexual relations. And he goes on to talk about marriage and singleness. Apparently, their question had to do with sex outside of marriage, celibacy, whether they should encourage people to marry or encourage them to stay celibate. There may have been many questions revolving around that. But Paul uses this occasion to give instruction about marriage and singleness. And he does say, it's good to marry if you can't control yourself. Otherwise, stay single. Interesting. Paul is very, very practical. In chapter 8, now regarding your question about food that has been offered to idols. Apparently they had a question about meat that was sacrificed in pagan temples. Could they eat it? Paul's answer was, if it's just you, eat it. Don't worry about it. Don't even ask the question. Food sacrificed to an idol, the idol is nothing. But if you're with someone and that someone would be concerned about it, then yeah, don't eat it. Your rule isn't the meat itself. Your rule is the person you're with. Whatever you do, don't cause divisions. Chapter 9, Paul begins talking about his authority. And in verse 3, he says, this is my answer to those who question my authority. Apparently, in their letter to Paul, they had a question. Are you really an apostle? Aren't the apostles the 12 disciples of Jesus? Paul's answer is, God has called me. I saw God on the road to Damascus. He has called me. God has given me his authority. That authority is not based on my own will. It's not based on even my own ability, but rather on God's ability. Next week, when we come back to Corinthians, we'll take a look at the lessons that Paul wants to teach them when he's aware of their needs. Like, follow, and subscribe to this devotional on whatever platform you use to listen to it. Email your questions to us at questions@becomehope.com. Spend this Sunday in the church of your choice.